Hello and welcome back to City Skylines! Ladies and gentlemen, this is Vanilla, and that is both the Let's Play and the city. And today, we are here by the only intersection in the entirety of the city, and possibly the only one that may exist if I decide to go with a bunch of avenues, but, I mean, that's debatable whether or not we're actually going to do that. But what I'd like to do today is go ahead and tear out this intersection and possibly replace it with a cloverleaf one, and then bring, I guess, an avenue from the end of that cloverleaf all sort of through here along the bottom of this hill and link it up with a roundabout here. Ish. Somewhere around there with a roundabout. Then I'd like to come to the top of this hill and just look at doing some stuff just up here. I'm not really sure what I would do up here. Possibly suburbs. Possibly. I could do some industry out here, but I feel like industry on the top of this hill is a bit of a wasted opportunity. Although, we probably could do some forestry or some mining. I think there's mining there. I'm not sure what that ground texture means, but we can do something. I just like the idea of houses at the top of the hill, though. I feel like another suburb up there is a pretty good bet. The problem, though, is that we don't have any residential demand at all. So that's delightful. Let's look at natural resources. So we have ore. We have a bit of forestry. We don't have much else. There's ore up there. So that could be an industrial zone. We could, if we really wanted to, do an industrial zone out there. But I'm not sold on that. Anyway, let's get on with the intersection here. We're gonna go for one big intersection. We're gonna go for the cloverleaf. So we'll tear this whole thing out back to about there, shall we say? So like that. Bring that back a little bit. And can I add this in without too much trouble? Probably not. Cloverleaf intersections are really annoying to add. So that goes there. And of course, this bit over here doesn't actually link up the way it should, so that's nice. Let's go right back to there. And I'll try and make that work. This bit will work just. So let's get the highway there and go like that. Maybe not. That's a bit terrible. Go like that. Nope. Go like that. Nope. I'm gonna make this work. I'm gonna have to go from here, though. So like that. Yeah, that works. All right, that's fine. Then this one goes sort of similar. That one angles out a little bit, but I think I'm gonna let it be. That's fine. So those link together quite nicely. Those link together. This one will link to an avenue in a second. This one is going to be a right pain. So that goes to there, which links to there and there. So yeah, that kind of works. Then this one needs to go this way. All right. So bring it to there and there. That almost links up perfectly. I'm going to leave it as is for the time being because it'll probably be changed eventually. So that's fine. That's fine. Right. So this is where we're going to connect an avenue to. So what we'll do for this is bring a road across so I can get the midpoint. Get me a nice avenue. I guess we'll go with the tree-lined one from there. And I'll go 10 that way, I guess. Then link these together. Didn't want to delete that, gonna be honest. That was a mistake. Can I measure that out properly? Yes, I can. Alright, so that's fine. Let's do that. That's facing the wrong way. Then we just link these ends together. So that goes to there and there. That goes to there and there. So that actually works pretty nicely. Pretty good connection, much like this side, so that's good. So that is gonna go across here, sort of along the bottom of that, and that'll be good. Alright. Let's get this fancy new avenue in here then. So it's going to go to there. About there. Then that point. Then kind of along the bottom of that hill. Staying a little bit far away from it because I might put some houses and stuff in there. Then effectively connecting somewhere like there. So yeah, somewhere around there will be good. I'll have to put the roundabout in first though. So delete you and delete you. Then we'll get ourselves the roundabout that we're going to need. So that's going to go... That's about 5. I think I'll do a fairly small roundabout. I don't think a huge one's going to be all that beneficial. I think that's the midpoint. That's about the midpoint. And that's the midpoint. All right, that's going to be good. That's exactly what we need. You need to connect to there. And this comes out from this point and goes to there. And goes to... No, not that. Not quite like that. Goes a bit more like that, I think. Maybe a little bit less. Can I get this to line up perfectly? Almost. That's pretty good. All right, I like that. I do. I maybe would have liked this road to go straighter a bit more and have more of a curve on it, though. So bring that back. Get this road to sort of go to there and then have more of a curve like that. Yeah, so that to there. That's fine. That'll do the job for the time being. So is anyone actually going to use that is my real question. I have my doubts, to be honest. There aren't any traffic lights on it, which is beneficial. But, oh no, you're using it. All right. That's interesting. So it is being used. There is some traffic coming in as well, which is pretty cool. So that's good. That's nice to see. I'm actually really pleased with this. A fair bit of traffic using it there. My God. That was unexpected. I didn't think traffic would use it, but that might take traffic away from the entrance to the city, which is beautiful news. All right. I'm kind of excited about that. I am kind of excited about that. I could, if I really wanted to, bring this little road here down the whole way and put more suburbs in there. That's not a terrible idea. Though we still don't have that, the demand for it. So do we want to do this industrial zone? I kind of do. I kind of like the idea of maybe zigzagging a road up this hill as well, but I'll leave it for the time being. I'm gonna just go in and delete these abandoned buildings. And I think I'm also gonna deal with the sewage issue. Because last episode I did ask a question. I asked if we wanted to use the exploit to fix sewage. And I kind of do. You guys seem to generally agree as well that the exploit was fine. So we're going to use the exploit. Basically, the justification that I saw a lot of people using was, well, this is a vanilla series, and in the base game, this exploit does exist. So go for it. Basically, that was the gist of it. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. Also, just going to get rid of this roundabout because it's completely pointless. Don't really need it. There's not enough traffic there to warrant it. Then delete that. Get me this guy and go from there across to there. Delete all of that as well and go to there and there. All right, bit of an ugly road. Little bit of an ugly road. You know what? I'm gonna slightly change that up a little bit. Have that go to there, have that go to there, get rid of you, and have this road sort of curve a little bit as it comes out. In fact, go 10 units without curving, and then curve, so we can make you beautiful. Well, I said beautiful. I might have lied. Oh my God, that was a hideous road. There to there. No. Not a chance. That is not staying. Okay. Maybe we just do a diagonal bit of road. There you go. That'll do for the time being. That's fine. That all looks a bit better anyway. I like the curves and stuff we have going on there. I like this one roundabout and this little one as well. So generally, now that traffic's moving, we need to sort a few other things. We do need to deal with this demand. But I'm feeling that that might be tied to possibly a demand for offices. So maybe I want to start looking at kind of an inner city area, like a proper downtown area, and try and get a central space in here. So let's maybe do that as well. Let's D-zone. You know what? Let's get a little bit crazy. Let's take after Bob Ross, get a little bit crazy, as he was known for doing. And we can go ahead and do this. So that's going to be good. They're all D-zoned. They're all going to be getting lost. You need to move to there. All right, and then all of these roads up to there need to go away. Now, this is going to interrupt my bus lines quite significantly, but I do like this idea. I have faith in this idea. And I think starting to create a proper little downtown space is probably a good idea. So what I'm going to do It's actually quite tempting to, why don't I just continue across there and ignore the curves? I guess the curves are kind of pretty, though. If I did that, I mean, that doesn't really make any sense, but it looks interesting. But it doesn't make any sense, so we're not going to do it. Let's see. I feel like this road could be an avenue. But maybe one of the smaller ones. So we're going to upgrade that to be an avenue. And we're going to want to D-zone this space as well. So do that. We're going to need to move the police headquarters up to there. And turn this into an avenue. So that's fine. That all connects together. We do still have a little bit of money coming in. So I'm okay with that. Now what I'd like to do is go ahead and start maybe taking inspiration from these spaces down here. So what we'll do is the corners, we go 10 and we go 10. We go 10 and 10. And that one might want to be a one-way road, possibly. Or possibly 2 one-way roads going in. I feel like that might be an idea, having 2 one-way roads going in like that. So they sort of clash a little bit. So that way it can't really be used as sort of a shortcut up to here or something. So that's 2 one-way roads going in. Maybe then hitting an avenue? I don't know. I mean, the avenue thing doesn't really make all that much sense, but I mean, yeah, it makes no sense at all. Maybe just a small road. So we'll do a small tree-lined road here. Like that. So traffic goes in, it can't really go anywhere else. But then it can... Well, I guess it can go elsewhere. It can go down like this, can't it? So if I do 20, and I do 20... I kind of like the idea of a big... Ooh. Do I want to do like a Central Park style thing? Because I could do that. I could go an extra 20 there, go to there, and go to there. Then have a giant park in there. Ooh, that could be good. That could be real good, because then if I connect to there... Oh, now hold on a minute. What are we looking at here? We're looking at 10 by 10, so that is 10 and 10. So if I did a big... I need to split this perfectly. This is the thing. Now that actually links across there perfectly and there perfectly. So that's the kind of space we'd be looking at here. Which is way too big for a park. Especially with no mods or custom assets. So we're not going to do that. But we could absolutely do a bit of a smaller one. And you'll notice I am leaving 1 unit overlapped the whole way around here. That is completely intentional. Don't worry. I knows what I'm doing. So that goes to there. I'm going to leave another one overlapped there. And another one overlapped there. So that leaves us with a bit of a small park, which is fine. That is completely fine. And I kind of like the idea of a one-way system going around this whole thing. So it's going to go that way. So straight on this whole way. That way. Then down there. And down there. And then across this way. So it loops the whole way around. And back to there. You need flip that way, you need flip that way. So that loops the whole way around that central space, which is fine. Which now makes me think that we maybe don't need all of these little connections here. Or maybe we don't need them all. Maybe that one goes away and that one goes away. And that one goes away? And then we sort of force them out onto the side roads, perhaps? Or alternatively, those are the only ways in and out? I don't know. I'm not sure on this. I'm trying to work it out as best I can. I just want a nice kind of working road thing here. Connect those up. Is that straight? Yeah, it is. So just give me some straight roads in and out of this place. I don't want this one, that's for sure, because that's going to cause all sorts of traffic. This one as well is probably going to do the same. This is fine, because there's nothing else on this road. This is fine, because there's nothing else really there or there. And what I'm thinking is we maybe do that and do that. Or maybe we, no, you know what we do? We don't do that. You know what we do? I'm sorry, this is really, really boring, I'm sure. I'm so sorry, but I just want to get this perfect. So we do that so traffic can sort of get through those spaces. So traffic can move by those spaces really well. What I'd then like to do is some big housing developments in these spaces. So actually, there's a much quicker way to do this, which is that. And then de-zoning this middle bit. So I want housing developments the whole way around there. Then what I want to do is go to there and then to there and do some offices. Possibly. Yeah, offices are fine. Then I want some offices opposite those. No, maybe I don't. Maybe I don't. Maybe I don't. Hold on. Do that. And do 4 rows of... Yeah, no. I've got it. I'm so sorry. I'm not making any sense. But I'm actually really enjoying my idea here. I like patterns. Patterns are fun, so getting a pattern of stuff here is really good. And people are always complaining, saying, you know, you need to mix your zoning much better. So that's what I'm trying to do. But if I do this, right? So we have the commercial surrounding the residential. Then I want to do a little bit more commercial just there. And a little bit more just there. And to there. So right down to those ends, we do a bit more commercial. Then opposite these guys, we do a little bit more as well. And then I guess... Well, I guess we go to there as well, wouldn't we? Sort of the... Oh, that gets weird, doesn't it? That gets real weird. Okay, that's peculiar. Maybe we do a path. Oh, I forgot pedestrian paths! Oh, damn. How did I forget pedestrian path? Okay, right. This has just got a lot more complex. Let me just fill in this space and then I'll get back to you. Oh my god. Alright, so that's a really interesting pattern of things. It's not necessarily going to be final either. Much like I've said before, everything here is still slightly temporary except for sort of these spaces. But this I like. I think it looks cool. I really do. It's just... It's a bit different, no? It's a nice big pattern of zoning, so that'll hopefully fill out eventually. It also leaves me some space if I really want to. I can go and add in stuff like... Well, I can't add it here, but you get what I mean. If I wanted to, I could sort of add the London Eye to the middle of all this, like right in the middle of the park or something. I could add shopping centers, some taller buildings like a city hall. A city hall might be really cool to put in the middle of this park. That is always an option. We have these giant towers, which, again, don't really fit, but, you know, that's fine. I could get it in there if I wanted. No, I couldn't. You know what I mean? What else have we got? We have statues. We have other towers. You know, there's just stuff I can add in here that's going to look awesome once we get it in there. So I will want to get these giant buildings in. I do think I kind of want to get the city hall. I think that'd be really nice to put in this park, so that's probably something I'm going to try and do. I would like to just sort of bring these pipes down a little bit, though, and sort of just zone that space so that it is all covered. I also need to go ahead and get rid of these pipes and then get to work on the exploit that we're going to be using to sort of deal with sewage. So let's do that. Let's, I think that's that whole area covered. So let's see what happens. Let's see if it's going to build. I'm very curious. I could also add some parks in there if I really wanted to, but I feel like the city hall thing is pretty cool. I feel like the city hall idea might be the way to go. I also think I might make this its own district. That might be a good idea. I don't know if I'm necessarily going to use an international style on this. I've seen a couple of people saying that I should turn the Sterling district back to European. But the thing is, the European buildings don't really mesh all that well with a lot of the skyscrapers that I want to use. And this is supposed to look very inner city. This is supposed to look very, very urban. And I feel like the European ones look a little bit too, well, European for that. So, we'll see. We will absolutely see. Let's just go ahead and it's currently called Meadow Hills. I mean, that's not gonna be sticking around. That's not the greatest of name for an inner city space, but that's fine for the time being. So here's the real question. What kind of distance. Oh, hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Almost forgot to get rid of you. What kind of distance are we looking at between these two roads? So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 54. Is it? Yeah, that's 54. So 27 is the mid point, or one of them, I guess. Oh dear. Let's in that case go 20. No, that's not even the middle. 20 and 20. All right. Then I'd like to go. Oh, what way am I going to do this? To there, to there, to there, and I want to make a little square. So make a little square like that, and then I'd like to put the city hall in there. That's kind of a thing I want to do. City hall would go there. Looks interesting. That building also would look much more interesting, I suppose, because it's just a big department store. Problem is, can I get it central? I mean, if I put it there... you know, I might be able to. So that road was 3 from the edge. So if I go 2 from the edge... I think that's even. So if I go 2 from the edge... Oh, is this gonna work? I don't know. We are about to find out. So the department store would go oh, it would. Oh, now that's kind of interesting. Department store right there. Yeah, you know what? That's actually kind of cool. And then we can put a giant park around the department store. Oh, that's not a bad idea. It definitely takes away from the giant park that I wanted to do here, but I actually really like that because it's gonna be on its own still. It's gonna be decorated heavily around it. But then you do just have this giant department store right in the middle of this massive urban area. I like it. Or do I like City Hall more? That's the real question. Because City Hall is a beautiful little building. But it's not really as symmetrical as the department store, so I guess what we have here is fine. I mean, the cathedral needs to go in as well, that's for sure. The cathedral really could go even in one of, like, these spaces or something, or somewhere. But for the time being, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. Let's look at parks. Can I get... Oh, I can. So I can get some of these parks in here. That one's way too big. That's... What is that? That's a kid's playground, so that's not going in. That's kind of silly. That's the botanical garden, which could fit in there, but might look a tad odd. We have some plazas, which could go in there as well, but again, may look a tad odd. We could get some in there. Always an option. Oh, I don't know. I really don't. I don't know what would be best to do this. I think these, not those, sorry, these might be a really good bet for the edges. So just get a few of those dotted around there to increase land value in the area. I can go ahead and do some stuff with custom paths, obviously. So we'll do this kind of thing. So we'd want to link from there. Actually, let's try and do this kind of symmetrically. So if I go in to all of those spaces like that. Alright, so that goes to there. I would link straight across, I suppose, to all of those roads. Would I link around? You know what? I don't think I would. I think I'd do this. I think I'll do this. And sort of do the same the whole way around and just make this really symmetrical looking park. And then put a bunch of trees in and just make it look really pretty. But I like this. I do. I also noticed that everywhere around here has electricity and houses haven't built at all. So that's good. That's great. My money's actually still doing okay, which is surprising. But oh my god, I love this. I can't help but notice that this is going to have trouble getting electrical connections. It looks like it'll get one at the front once houses start building. They're just... well, they're not building. I've just realized what these roads on the inside are missing. It's absolutely some trees. Definitely got to get some trees in those roads to make them look a little bit fancier. I do think the roads around the the department store itself should just have grass, but the roads in the middle definitely need trees, those ones specifically. I also think the ones around the edges could probably do with some trees as well. Probably a good idea to do that, because then you can really get that Central Park look going there. I'm also thinking that the buses should probably have their stops moved, because this one's going to have some trouble. So you can go there, and we can have a stop at that point. Then you really don't need to... It doesn't need to stop there anymore, does it? Although, if I move that stop up to there, then we move that stop to there, sort of just in front of the department store. That should be pretty good. So that gives a couple of stops for people. In fact, I'm going to move this one to that street, I think. Or maybe not. Yeah, we'll move it to that street for the sake of it. Get a few more people onto those buses. Hope things go okay there. And yeah, that should be pretty good. I'm not sure that I... Oh yeah, I've got this bus line as well. Okay, we're probably going to want a bus that sort of just circles this area. I think that would probably be a pretty good idea. So what I'll do is I'm going to put a bus sort of just down the road from that one that sort of stops in a bunch of similar places. So that one's going to stop there. It would probably make more sense if it stopped out here, wouldn't it? But it's not gonna. Then it's going to stop. I mean, that's not the best kind of circling loop of the area, though. So maybe we have it go out to there instead. Then sort of go to there. And then back to there. So it's only going to have a couple of stops. So it basically just loops around the area. As for this guy, I'm going to have to just move him out to there. So buses generally don't go into the center part, which I think is actually probably okay. So that'll hopefully get some decent use. As for this area here, I mean, I just got to get some trees in. As you can see, I've been doing some decorating to make it look kind of nice. I put some, you know, little bushes there. I'm thinking of lining more of the road with bushes, but that's a big job without mods. I think trees might be a better bet. So I'm thinking sort of spacing it like this, where every tree on the road is a tree, and then between them as well as a tree. So we're going to have a nice sort of dense line of trees here. No, well, I say dense. It's not really dense, is it? But this way they're sort of evenly spaced, and it should look pretty decent when it's done. And if you've ever been wondering if you can, you know, can you get all the details with trees and bushes and all that stuff without mods and City Skylines, you absolutely can. It's just really tedious, honestly. It's I mean, I'm having fun, don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining, I'm just saying, like, this is the thing, this is part of why I wanted to do this series, because I knew I would end up doing some creative stuff. I knew I would sit down and be like, oh, let's make a pretty looking area, because it's kind of what I do in City Skylines. It's why, you know, while I'm excited for the Natural Disasters DLC, I'm not overly hyped for it, because... And people keep asking me this as well, why aren't you all that hyped for it? So, well, I like building cool stuff. I don't necessarily like destroying all my cool stuff. It's why I don't really flood my cities. I get a lot of people saying, oh, flood Emerald County, flood this. It's like, I'd rather not. I think it looks pretty. I don't really know that I want to flood it. But even this, you know, that, I mean, it's... We need a bit of variation in the trees here and there, and that's something I'm going to do. So get rid of that tree and throw that tree... Well, not that one. Throw that one in. No, throw that one in. You know, get a bit of variation in the trees, a bit of different colors here and there, just to shake things up a little bit, and you just get this nice looking area. You know, you get this really nice looking area that I think, I mean, for vanilla, you know, it looks pretty good. So at this point, we are running into a slight issue where we don't have enough educated workers, so we absolutely do need to invest in a university. Now, the cool thing here... I was gonna say was that we could put it central, but apparently we can't do that, which is a bit annoying. Yeah, that's actually kind of disappointing. I can't put it central. I couldn't even put it central there, which is just great. That's just what you want. Is there anywhere I could put this central? I mean, there? Not really. Oh my god, that's actually slightly devastating that I couldn't do that. I'm kind of annoyed. No, it looks like it would fit in there. So maybe we clear out some of this space. I'm going to test this, because I couldn't quite tell with those buildings there. I'm going to need to remember that pattern as well. But bulldoze these guys and be rid of them. Does the university fit? No, it doesn't. It's still off-center, so that's great. That's just beautiful. I don't like weirdly shaped buildings. I don't. I really don't. It's incredibly annoying. I'm gonna have to figure something else out for the university then. I was hoping I could put it in this space because it would really match everything, wouldn't it? But unfortunately, that's apparently not going to be happening. What I will do, though, is I'm going to pull out some of this industrial zoning. I think we do have a big demand for industry. I don't think there is a demand for commercial zoning. Commercial office zoning. So I think it is mostly for industry itself as opposed to offices, but I'm going to make it for offices. I'm going to make this work. We also don't have much in the way of housing zoning, as you can see. Most of the housing areas are still sitting empty. Lovely. So, let's, I guess, look into a university, which I'm tempted to give its own area. I feel like that might be a pretty good idea. I'm also looking at this and thinking, can I get... No, I'm not really going to get much in there because of the zoning in this road, so that's fine. I guess those corners can sit empty, although these ones don't really have to. Yeah, these ones could be filled up. I think I'm just going to put some offices in these corners. Just because, I mean, I might as well. Down this way, I would like to do, I think, more offices. So just sort of the whole way along here can just be offices as well. Well, maybe not the whole way. Plus the zoning, no. The zoning in this area is going to be different anyway because the roads are going to be changing. So let's get rid of you. So get rid of all of that. I want to focus on the university area. To hell with the rest of this, let's just see what we can do with the university area. Which I think should be... It could be by the coast. It could be down here. But I think I kind of also want it to be inner city. So I'm going to keep it kind of inner city. So let's see what we can do. Let's go ahead and do a... Do I want to do a cross junction here? That's a risky move. Because that puts a lot of traffic in one area. Doing it on an avenue might work, but doing it elsewhere might not. Oh, that's a risky one. That is a tricky one. I think I'm going to avoid it for the time being. So what I'll do is I'll line this junction up with that one. And if I go 10, and I'll line it up with that one, and go 10, and then go 10 again, and 10 again, and I'm pretty sure the university isn't going to fit in there. Or it does, but not perfectly. I just don't like that. I really don't like that it doesn't fit perfectly. I really don't. I mean, what can I do with this? That's the question as well. What can you do with the university when it doesn't fit perfectly? Because if I guess I could do two of them back to back. How expensive are they? They are 75,000, so I can't afford two of them. I can even afford them per week. So I guess two of them back to back. I mean, what kind of distance are we looking at there? If I go, like that, and I go like that. So grab you and put it there. I think I could do two of them back to back like that. So that's the kind of distance we're going to be looking at for two universities to be back to back. Does that line up perfectly? Yes, and yes. Okay. Do I want to do two universities back to back? I guess I might as well. I mean, why not? Oh, what the hell? Let's do it. They are a little bit far apart, so they need to be in one. Right, bulldoze. Oh, it's so tedious. Let's see. So they need to be in one. Oh my god, this is going to be... What distance are we looking at there? That is... Right, I see how this works. I see what I need to do. So that's perfect. And then this is... Oh, I don't know what kind of distance we're looking at here. Okie dokie. So, if I do that, and I measure this way a little bit, and go like that, that's perfect. Right. So I should be able to get two universities perfectly back to back on these two roads, and then decorate around them, right? And then that'll get rid of a lot of the problems we've been having with uneducated workers. Yes, I can. How does it look? interesting. Very interesting, and it's not making me think that having them this way around would be much better. But no, we're going to keep them back to back. And I'm going to leave them open like that, actually. I'm going to do some pathways around here to make it look a little bit better. But I think leaving them sort of in that empty space is probably for the best. So do that. And do that. Then link the corners to the roads. And I guess link those two together as well. Or maybe don't. Alright, so those kind of work. If I go this way a little bit, and this way a little bit, and then leave a gap of 4 on that side as well, we sort of mirror it and hope for the best in terms of zoning. Not zoning, sorry. In terms of decoration. You know, while it's definitely not perfect, I'm actually super pleased with how this area is turning out. We have some residential buildings popping up here and there. And this space over here, I just really enjoy. It's really simple. You know, it's this really open space right here, but I kind of like the fact that it's this really open space. I also decided to go ahead and put some buildings on this side of the road. I wasn't originally going to do that. I didn't do it over here. I'm actually going to change that because that's supposed to be a little bit different looking. But what I want to do is, or what I've done, is I put a bit of office zoning like this. 2 units deep of office zoning the whole way along that bit of road. Then 2 units deep of commercial zoning there. Then I put a pathway down the back bit here, linking those paths like so. In fact, if I really wanted to, I could probably do similar like this and just link it the whole way around, which I kind of like the idea of doing, so we'll do that. Go to there, and that kind of gives us that space there. The reason I've done that is because I just like the smaller buildings. They're not quite as colorful generally. I mean, this one's very vibrant, but you get these darker ones as well, and these nice red ones, these nice green ones. I mean, of course, one of these grows immediately to show me up, but you do get these darker buildings as well, which I think look absolutely brilliant around this space, and they do look a bit smaller as well, so I like how it looks. I think it looks pretty good, and I actually like the open space here. I feel like that's a really interesting thing to just have in front of this. Although what I would like to do is just go and get myself a pathway and go from there to there to there and there to there to there. So that sort of links together quite nicely, and then do the same on this side like that and this side like that. So you do have these linking sections that make it look like you can walk straight into the universities. And I like that. I do think I want to put one of these slightly bigger, darker trees right in the middle, like that. And like that as well. But I just think it looks good. I do. I think it's simple, it's clean, it works. And my idea as well, I mean, I've already got bus lines going in there, but my idea to stop traffic from getting too bad around there is that generally speaking, this area is going to be isolated. For me, this area is effectively going to be counted as part of whatever this district here ends up being called, and is going to be completely isolated. The only way to get into here is going to be from that avenue, from those several entrances we have. Well, technically 2. I mean 4 if you count this outer road, which I guess is part of it. But that's going to be the only set of entrances, meaning that it should be fine. If we build around it and have traffic flowing around it, that's fine. But this should be good. And I mean, there's a lot of residential building popping up now, which is great. So this area is just completely filled out. And this, oh my god, this has actually sold me on the European style again. I wasn't sure about it over here in the Sterling District, but I'm honestly tempted to turn it back on for the Sterling District. I'm actually going to throw that out to all of you, I think. We're about to wrap things up, so I'll give you another question for this episode. Shall we turn on the European theme and style for the Sterling District? Because that is something we could do. It might look pretty good, it might look pretty bad, I don't know. I think it might actually look pretty good, because looking at this, I mean, this looks amazing, so I think I might turn it on. I think I'm kind of leaning towards it. Now, this little road here, well, I said little road. This road could use a lot of U-turning on it, actually. It would be nice to see a bit more traffic using it, for sure, but well, apparently that's not happening. It looks like a lot of traffic going up into the middle of the city at the moment. Might be something to look into. Probably something to look into. I think it might be worth getting rid of some of the connections we have on these roads for a start. So I think what I'll do is actually just bulldoze these guys here and bring those roads down to the end a little bit. Because by doing that, I mean, you can still get to those buildings. Those buildings still exist. You just have to go around a little bit, and that might help traffic sort of filter itself out a little bit as well. So that might help, it might not. I do think getting rid of some of these connections is probably for the best. For example, getting rid of you is probably a good idea. Then just bring that road to there and get the zoning back. So that'll hopefully help things move about a little bit. Hopefully. A lot of people are using the buses, which is amazing to see. So many people on foot there using the buses. Quite a few people waiting in here as well. A hell of a lot of people waiting in that bus, which is, of course, the light blue one. Not as many for the darker blue one. In towards the university, we have, again, a lot of people waiting there. Both buses stop there, so the slightly darker blue one that goes around this district stops there, as well as the lighter blue one as well, which, I mean, there's probably one on the way. What about the stop up this way? There's one on this road. Quite busy, but again, well, actually, no, that one's not all that busy either. Okay, let's wrap things up. Let's ask one final question. How many people are using the buses? We have 664 on that line. That is all sorts of silly, and I'm kind of okay with it. Let's go for a slightly more grey looking bus for the loop around this area. So that's what those guys can deal with, a slightly more grey looking bus, but that's fine. We have this beautiful area, this beautiful busy area. I'm super, super pleased with it. There are 1,777, 83 people living in the in this new district. I'm super happy with it. Hopefully you are too. And with that in mind, ladies and gentlemen, thank you kind of for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye!